here we are, Quick Hands Rugby League Podcast, Season 3, Episode 4. And all I've got to say is that, based off what I just heard, next season, I'm going to get hammered in the intro. Welcome in, everyone. Tanya, how are you?
Hey guys, how you going? That's great.
George, Artie?
That was great. The artist strikes again.
Oh, I know.
Good on
You know the Farkas or whatever what's that show called?
Fockers.
No, the Farkas. Is it Meet the Farkas?
Meet the Fuckers.
Meet the Farkas.
Fockers.
Farkas, sorry, Farkas. You know how that round circle and the guy goes, you're outside the circle of trust? Well, you must have been in the circle of trust now too.
Yeah.
You're on the intro.
There you go. There you go.
Too long-winded for nothing.
George, where's round 3?
In the can, Nicola.
It's
In the can.
In the can.
Stuff
So
nicely in the can.
So I hope everyone had a great week, and I've just got to open this one by full disclosure. I missed most of this round. I was traveling, and I got off the plane like 4 hours ago. So I'm here. I'm going to be relying on you.
Big effort. He's here 4 hours off the plane. Went scouting for the
Went
For the
scouting,
Eels.
yeah, went scouting for the Eels.
and looks like he brought a whole bag of youngsters back for the head coach.
Yeah. There you go.
No luck.
No luck.
How is everyone?
We're good. All good.
We're good.
Good.
Week off for the Dragons. You guys had a couple of wins.
Artie, you got the good thing of the week?
Good thing of the week. You know what? There is some good thing of the week, but I'm going to let George say it because it comes from George's side of the family.
Lunch. What I told you at lunchtime.
What you told me at lunchtime, mate. That's the best
Okay.
news.
Okay. Nicola, Dad, you've been to
Of course.
to Campbelltown with him many a times. We've
Yeah.
been with him many times.
Yeah.
He's been doing a tough little while now, not only with his health, but obviously because of his rugby league team.
Tigers fan.
Yeah, big
And
Tigers.
he, originally a Western Suburbs.
Western
fan.
Suburbs
Yeah.
man, big Western Suburbs man. He still calls them West actually. Still
Yeah.
calls them West. So I went over to visit him and I saw him upbeat. Very unusual. He was. I haven't seen him walking for months and months and months. He's up walking, telling me how he looked happy. He looked fresh. The Tigers won the game. He was telling me about the game. He was telling me about all these names which he couldn't pronounce. I had no idea who he was talking about. But hey, he was talking and he was up about. And I think he was more happy that he's seen positive movement than the victory. And I haven't spoken to him since Saturday when they won the second game. I can imagine now. So it was great. And he started telling me about when I was young, probably sub-10, when he used to take me to Lidcombe Oval. Told me all these stories, which a lot of them I don't remember. I was very young.
Yeah.
And look, I was happy to see him so upbeat. And I'm driving home and I'm thinking, isn't it funny what rugby league can do to somebody?
Uplifting.
Yeah, it can change someone's week. And then when I heard him talk, he would talk in the most simplest and plain forms. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Sometimes I take this game too serious. I take this game too serious sometimes. You know what I mean? It's a game to
Sport
enjoy.
is entertainment.
Yeah, it's
Right.
an escapism. And sometimes I get caught up in my own crap there. You know what I mean? I try to be Buzz at Rothfield for some reason.
Now, George.
Yeah. So that's my story. Just seeing Dad so happy for such a long time, because every time he sat down, years gone by, the last 7 years, whatever it was, he didn't expect the victory. I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
And when they got built in Nicola, I could see his face and his
Well,
demeanor
I've certainly
drop
got some
even
great
more.
memories of your dad in the 90s when we used to go to Campbelltown a lot. Yeah.
Well, I told you that.
Or at his house, at your parents' house.
Yeah.
He had the biggest television I've ever
For
seen in my
rugby
life.
league.
He had the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I'm going back to like 1994 or something.
Reprojector.
It was the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Still, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it was. For rugby league.
It's funny what you say about how the impact that rugby league can have,
Does.
being uplifting and everything. It probably explains why I'm such a miserable beep. Anyway,
So that's the
good story.
the
Feel good
uplift-
story.
the feel good story of the week.
Feel good
That's
story.
the feel-good story. Now we've got to hear what's in Nico's bin for the week.
Oh.
Nico's
Nico,
been-
let's
okay. So
bring it on.
As I told you guys, I've been away for most of the weekend, and I missed all the games and everything. But there's one thing that I did watch in its entirety, because I got 3 or 4 text messages, and while I was sitting in the airport lounge today, I watched Ricky Stewart's press conference.
Absolutely.
And I just
Absolutely.
want to put my hand up and say that last week I did say the Raiders bubble would burst,
Yeah.
and it burst big time. He got smacked by 32 points, but guess what? It's the referee's fault again.
Did he say it's the referee's fault for the whole game?
Oh,
Those incidents?
well, in the press conference, he said about 48 times, I'm not allowed to give you the reason why we lost, right? What do you think?
Oh,
Right?
Some
He goes,
pretty
I'm not
bad
allowed
Okay,
to talk
okay.
about it.
okay.
We lost the 6 agains. We had every decision go against us. Everything went against them that did.
Some pretty
By
bad
the way,
calls, though.
nothing to do with their discipline, but nothing to do with their discipline. The sin beating wasn't a sin beating, which everyone else is saying it
Simbi
was.
was a Simbi.
It
Okay.
Right?
No, no,
It's
Horse-
just
horse
typical
bro.
Ricky Stewart, right? He's when he wins, like I said 2 weeks ago, you got the win, just shut up and enjoy it. No, he's got to come out and
It's
try and
Ricky,
kick
bro.
someone in the balls.
It's
Again, I
Ricky.
call it the Puerto Rican uppercut.
It's Ricky.
He's got to come out and go, everyone didn't give us a chance. Well, now they lost, and you know what? You got smacked by a 32-point margin. So don't tell me it was refereeing decisions.
Yeah. Oh,
So I think what he's indicating is this, that when the no try happened, the Hollywood
So you guys help me out here. Was it a try or a no try? Was it
letter of the law.
You guys tell
no
me.
try.
It was very soft though, but
Yeah.
the
10?
first infringement was before
no
the
try.
second infringement that
No try?
disallowed the try. It was a late hit.
Who
on
was
the-
repping that?
Well,
game?
Canberra player.
but wait a second.
And then
Was
Daly
that,
could have got to him, but he didn't.
was that late? Because I saw the
I thought it was.
highlights.
Yeah.
When you watch it in normal play, there's nothing in it.
But that,
I think it was
but that
late.
wasn't the reason. The reason was the
It's impossible to pull out.
the obstruction.
Artie.
Yeah, but then they pulled it for the. That's what Ricky was saying. He goes, the first infringement was the late shot, but then
Yeah.
they pulled it back on the Shepherd, so we lost the try. At least they should have got the penalty. But
but I
I
don't-
think Manly got the ball.
I don't see how you can award that as a late.
Isn't that what
hit.
happened?
Like it's.
Even if it was, it happened anyway. So
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how that could be called as a late hit. I saw the highlights. It's impossible to if you look at it in normal speed. There's less than a second in it,
I've seen a lot of those called though.
and you can't pull out
Mm.
when you're running. That sounds bad. You can't pull out of the tackle when you're lining someone up. It's not possible. It's not
So-
physically
No, I thought-
possible.
let me paint.
Even Braith, I thought it was a late shot.
let
man.
me paint.
It was.
How's it late?
I've
What
seen
the
a lot of
fuck
those given.
is
I've
point,
seen a lot of
point
those
3
given.
of a second late?
Well, that's what they're calling these
Because then
days.
you can't tackle anyone. 'Cause if
These
someone
days-
passes the ball,
Well, that's
it'll
what
be
they're
late-
calling,
it'll be late
unfortunately.
shots across the field.
Nicola, let me
That's
paint,
the game,
Let me paint the
unfortunately.
picture. But that was about 25th minute in the game,
Yeah.
and Canberra were well and truly on top.
Yeah.
And then from that penalty, Manly went down the field. That's when the sin bin happened.
Yep.
And then Manly just had the ball and kept on scoring.
So what I
tries.
take from what you said, because Ricky Stewart called that the turning point of the game.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
well, he
was.
was.
Now,
He was.
from what I'm calling
was.
from what you just said, let me reenact it again.
Hmm.
Let's say they had a bad call go against them,
Yeah.
which a lot of people are saying it wasn't. I don't know, right?
It was right. It was
What you're
really
telling
right.
me is Manly went down the field.
Yeah.
Canberra made a mistake, which led to a sin bin.
Yes.
That's their fault. That's on them.
Yeah, no, that was a sin bin.
And then
every
you
day of the
said
week, sin
Manly
bin.
dominated possession after that.
After that, they couldn't get the ball.
It all
off it.
came off what Canberra did wrong. So
Yeah.
it's not refereeing decisions.
No.
There you have
Couldn't
it.
get the 6 agains, but they're all due.
If the try was given, which a lot of people think it should have been, then it would have been 6-0 Canberra, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't have happened. They scored 18 points in that 10-minute period
Yeah.
where Horsburgh was off.
Well,
18
Well,
0.
was it a sin bin?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, well then he should be blaming Horsburgh
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that,
exactly,
not
yeah.
the referee.
Didn't he
That's
blame
my
what-
point.
Didn't
Yeah.
he, did,
Right?
did he say something about the sin bin as well?
And of course,
I think he did,
He
yeah.
said it shouldn't have been a sin bin.
No, it shouldn't be a sin bin.
And
It
and
was,
um,
it was
sin bin.
offside. Yeah, it was-
Should be a sin bin.
and again, from what I read, the Canberra was trying to slow the ruck down.
They were slowing that.
So the six against to me, it sounds like most of them were legitimate.
So yeah. No. Canberra was pulling their normal
See, the
tricks.
problem is when you go and do that, you're fueling your players to say you've done nothing wrong here. You were ripped off. Next week they're going to go out and make the same mistakes again. There's no discipline there. You reckon Craig Bellamy would do that? How often do you see him do that?
No way.
He'd go in dressing rooms and tear them apart. Tan, you've been very quiet so far.
Sorry, Tan. We didn't got to let you in.
No,
Sorry.
next week I want Nick to watch every game.
Yeah, why? Well, I normally do.
No, I will. That's what I want. every game.
You're biased towards Ricky Stewart.
Do you like Ricky? See?
Raiders was a better, like, compared to how Eagles have been playing, Raiders was a better team. Like,
Yeah.
like
But they
compared.
lost by
At that
32
stage.
points.
Yeah, at that stage they were the better team. Yeah.
Yeah, but they played at home. Eagles, like, they didn't have Turbo. Super messy game. But yeah,
All I'm saying is
Involved in-
historically, we all know that historically the most fine coach in the history of the game, right,
But how good is
blows
it?
up at press conferences, always blaming everyone but himself. You know, when you point the finger of blame at someone else, three of your fingers are pointing at you.
But how
Right?
good is it?
If my team's given away, the thing that people forget when it comes to 6 agains and penalty counts
Mm.
is that it's not like people go, oh, you know, it was uneven or it was lopsided. It's not. That's your fault. You're being penalised for something.
Yeah, but it's inconsistent.
What's consistent though? You're
It's
being
not.
you're
I
being
agree.
penalised for something.
It was 8-0.
You know
No,
what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree. When Ricky Stewart,
not something-
when the Raiders Broncos game was played with the very inexperienced coach that
Yeah,
I've probably
yeah.
coached more games from my lounge room, made great calls for the Raiders. He didn't say anything.
No,
round-
that's my point, right?
Yeah.
It's typical Ricky Stewart. You know, and he always says, "Oh, I can't say anything because people call me a whinger." Well, that's because you're whinging all the time.
We know he's going to say
I
it, so
love
just say it.
He just he paints, you know.
Nico, that's why you watch his presses
Well,
every week.
because it's
Exactly.
entertainment.
See, he's got you entertained.
It's entertainment,
love it,
right?
I love it.
And you know what? This week was an anomaly because normally when Canberra loses, his presses go for 2 minutes. When they win, they go for 9.
How long was this one?
6.
It's okay. Well, somewhere in the
Right.
middle. Yeah, somewhere in the
There was
middle.
one that he did last year or the year before where he sat down. And again, this guy, his first year as a coach was 2002. Where if everyone remembers, he won a grand final with a team that
Roosters, yeah.
was built by Graham Murray. And I might add, the Bulldogs were ripped out of the comp that year when the Roosters won it, right? Done nothing since. I mean, he made 2 or 3 grand
I was
finals,
gonna
lost
say,
them
did he-
all.
Did he make
He
Lost
made
them
grand
all.
finals.
Second place is the first
Give
loser.
it time.
Means nothing, right? You don't win the silver medal. You win gold, you receive silver, right? And
he's done excellent.
still 23 years, 24 years as a head coach, and still to this day,
Yeah.
he sits in a press conference and says, I shouldn't have to do this. I'm only here because I have to be. You blokes. Like, seriously, you're a professional coach. Get over it. It's part of the gig.
God
It's
bless
part
you.
of the job. There was
Nick,
last,
every
sorry, one
time-
second. Last season or the year before, I can't remember which one. He came into the press conference with his captain. No, sorry, he came in by himself. And he goes, hi, everyone. And everyone goes, oh, Ricky, sure, what do you think? He goes, I'm not going to answer that question. My job was to show up here. Now I have. See you later. And he got up and left.
Yeah.
No.
Is that professionalism?
No.
Is that what you want fronting your club?
Is that what he
Seriously? Yeah. You know what I mean? And then he wonders why everyone calls him a whinger. You know what? It's part of the job. If you don't like it, get out.
But did you hear what he said? There was one key element in that interview. What he said
What?
is he had a meeting with Wayne Bennett himself
Yeah.
Yeah.
and who was the other guy? The other coach.
He's
Ivan
Cleary.
Cleary. Yeah.
And they spoke to Abdo, and they
Yeah.
said they're going to look out on defence and
Yeah.
give it not look at these soft penalties like Daly did.
Yeah.
And then 3 games in, his team's penalised from it. What was the point of that 3 hours of,
yeah, so
of talking to the
because
referees when it went to
well, I
nothing?
mean, A, the rules don't change for Canberra, and B, where are the other 14 coaches? Why is
Yeah,
it
but
them
still,
3? Why is it them 3?
It's just wasted his
What
time,
is
though.
it?
Where's
He's
the rest of
thinking,
the coaches?
what was that meeting for then?
that's what they call
And that's
it.
what he said.
Why
That's-
there's- why
Abdo's
there's-
got a lot to answer
why
for.
got
He
to ask
does.
Abdo.
Abdo doesn't have. He didn't referee the game. He's got nothing to answer
But
for.
he's gotta change it.
Ricky
Like, it's
Stewart
just-
needs to coach his team better with a bit more discipline, and instead of enabling them by defending them when they're doing something wrong, he should be telling them, "Get up quicker, you idiot." And maybe they won't get penalised as much.
I don't know. Some of the
Hey, Tan.
they did it tough the first half.
That Red Bull gun.
220 tackles against 70. Like that was a lot of.
Maybe
difference.
too good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my
That's
my
your
that's my
Nico's
sin
bin?
bin for the week. I don't want to
Ricky.
drag it on. Sticky, grow a backbone, mate. Anyway, moving
It's
on.
a lot of tackles they made. A lot of
They
tackles
did a
made.
lot of tackles
Lot
in
of
that
tackles.
first
Well,
half.
you know what? If they didn't get sin binned and they were a bit better with the ball and they were a bit more disciplined around the ruck, they might have had more possession, and they wouldn't have made as
Maybe.
many tackles.
Maybe.
So anyway, let's move on to controversy
now.
corner, guys. Tanya, we're gonna start with you because you've been quiet so far tonight, and we haven't really given you a chance to talk.
Everyone was quite well behaved in the last 7 days. Bit disappointing.
Who?
I haven't. There's not much controversy. I don't know what I've missed.
Well, let's start with one of your mob. What's happening with DCE?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
That was
yeah,
interesting.
I only read
What?
that this morning.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
same,
crazy.
really?
same. Yeah, so apparently, on 360 last night,
Hmm.
during the live show, the Manly chairman or whoever it was, Mesroff or Penn,
Mm.
contacted the show and said we've tabled him a 2-year deal. A couple of hours later, on 100% footy, he said he's declined it.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard much else today other than the Manly brass saying we didn't lowball him. I don't know what the offer was.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I mean, for me, he's 36 years old, right? But from what I read, he's winning all the time trials at training. He's missed 23 games in his
Yeah.
career, and half of those were because of origin duty. The guy might as well be 31 or 30. Like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, he's good for another 2 years. I would take him
think
in a
so.
heartbeat
I think so.
at Para as a 6 for the next 2 years.
I think so.
You guys should take him at Para.
I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to. We can't do any worse,
I'd
Tan.
take him. Yeah.
I'd be
for
happy
sure.
to.
No, I think it's kind of like the Valentine Holmes scenario, right? That's what it feels like to me. And if I was the Eagle, like, you can only imagine him in that jersey. Do you know what I mean? So there's got to
Which
be
one?
something else. I don't know. I find that-
Is it a case that he wants to finish his career in Queensland at home? And if so, which club?
I don't know.
Dolphins?
I don't
how
know.
good would that be?
Titans? A reunion with Hasler?
Could be.
Dolphins would be so good.
I mean, I don't know how much you read into it, but apparently he got married last year and Seabold wasn't invited. So apparently they don't have the best
They don't get
relationship,
yeah, but
which may explain why he doesn't want to play there for the
Yeah.
last 2 years. But maybe a reunion with Desi.
The Roosters are in the frame too, you know.
yeah,
They always are,
you know what?
regardless of who you're talking about.
Yeah, but they're favourites at the moment.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
You know what, Nicola?
But yeah,
The way I see it is that he's a highly intelligent young man. And he's still a young man for me. And he went in last December, apparently, and they offered him 1 year, and I believe the number was 650. From 1 million to 650.
Well,
Now,
that's lowballing if that's true.
I think it's low ball. Anyway, and he probably went home and said, well, why should I play for 650 if I can go on the market? And I know, and I'll guarantee you, someone will give him 1.2. I'll guarantee you.
But see, I can also understand from a club's point of view, 37, 38 years old, succession planning. I can see why they would want more room in the cap. They don't want to use up that much on him. I could see that. He
Well,
is
he's probably-
closer to 40 than he is to.
Yeah,
30.
but it's probably the last 3 years, 4 years, he's probably been playing for unders.
I don't know.
Put him on the market.
I don't know. If he goes on the market, he'll get
He'll get more than
top. Absolutely.
He'll be the
I'm
highest
just
paid
saying,
player.
from a club's perspective, maybe they have a succession. Maybe they have
Maybe
someone
need him.
else. I don't know.
Maybe they don't want him.
I don't know.
That's fair enough. Maybe they don't want him. Now,
Maybe they don't
I
wanna-
would hate to see him with a different jersey.
Maybe they don't
personally.
want to allocate that
Yeah.
amount of money.
No, maybe.
to
If
him.
DC won't go to Roosters, he's too much of a gentleman.
He's still an Origin player.
He'll go
He's
to the
still
Roosters.
a walk up
I would,
Origin
I would
player.
love to see him next to Katoa.
Painted.
I would love to see him next to Katoa. So,
Yeah.
so he's
Mm.
developing so
At
nicely.
10, how long has Reynolds got?
1 more year.
Or Hunt?
1 more year.
Maybe the Broncos are an option.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think,
think. I
yeah.
don't think so. Maybe.
I mean, for me, being a Queenslander, I imagine that factors in at some point where he's probably thinking, I want to finish my career at home. Thereabouts.
His family, I guess, is still in Queensland. Yeah.
Whereabouts in
he's
Queensland?
been here.
He's a Redcliffe.
He's been
boy.
here for 14
Oh,
years.
Redcliffe boy.
He's a Redcliffe. Junior.
Yeah.
He's been here for 14 years. I imagine his family's here.
Yeah.
His extended family's probably there.
Yeah. So his kids and everything. They're
And
born here.
and that comes from nowhere other than
So-
I'm just making
yeah,
assumptions.
14
but
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, just spread a rumor.
Spread a rumour.
Yeah.
DCE to Parramatta.
I could see him going to Redcliffe though. That makes sense to me.
He's a Redcliffe Junior. Yeah, T.
Yeah.
He's a Redcliffe Junior. So maybe he's going to go.
Okay, so
He's
it'll be
moving
interesting
somewhere.
to see
He's
where
definitely going
where he ends
somewhere.
up.
He's
You-
definitely
He
going
should-
somewhere.
Yeah, he belongs in Queensland, you know.
Well, he's a Queenslander,
The
right?
Queensland.
He was on 100% footy, and they were asking him all the hard questions, and he wasn't shirking away. I was just saying, you know, look, I want to think about it. I've got time now.
Yeah.
Might even retire. You don't know.
He's
So
always,
we don't know.
He's always come across as being very intelligent.
Yeah,
Very
he does,
well-spoken,
yeah, so-
always very
Very
What if he
level-headed.
goes overseas?
He doesn't.
Maybe. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what. what he can do at Super League, he will
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh.
You never know.
No one's
Brain
really
them.
mentioned that, eh?
Brain them.
No one's really brought that up
I
yet.
can't imagine what things he'll do to him. He especially goes into to a St Helens, who are dying for a halfback at the moment.
Yeah.
He'll absolutely brain him.
Well,
Yeah.
he's got three young girls, 6, 8, and 10. I think they just started school and that. So it's a
See,
big move to move them
no,
all to
he won't
England
go.
for a couple of years.
But
I can't
still,
see it
they're,
happening, mate.
they're young enough though that the
Mm.
transition wouldn't be too bad. Do you know what I
years,
mean?
Two
Like-
years, then come back. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he's going to move him anywhere, I mean, unless he stays at a Sydney club, he'll have to move him.
Chookies.
Unless he goes on a working
Chookies.
holiday for 2 years.
Oh,
Um,
the Roosters are
Chookies.
coming.
Now, obviously, I didn't see the game. Can you guys explain to me what this spirit of the game penalty nonsense is all about? And is it legitimate or was it
Fine.
not legitimate?
Give it to us, T.
Eels, Bulldogs?
Spirit of the game.
No, you guys do it because I missed some of the games.
Okay. Spirit of the game.
You go for it. George.
Okay. Well, the penalty was right.
It was a penalty. Yeah.
It was a penalty, yes. So a Canterbury player was behind the defensive line, which was behind Parramatta,
Yeah.
and he calls a player, I can't remember which player.
Number 15, I think it
number
was Williamson.
15,
I think it was.
Williamson.
I don't know. Yeah,
You're
I don't
offside.
know.
You're offside. Well, the issue is that Williamson stopped, and the runner went straight to him.
And apparently he was standing next to the referee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
There's
So
future brain surgeon.
it's a wrong thing to do. Now the question is, does it happen every week? I'd say it would. But
Yeah.
guess what? He got picked up. So I guess it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Well, if it happens every week, are they standing next to the referee?
No, I'm sure they're not.
I think that's the part he got wrong, right? Because otherwise the ref doesn't know who called it.
No.
Right?
Or sometimes when you make a break, I mean, another person's making a break, you're from the other team, you're calling for the ball. You know, Gaza, give us the ball, Gaza. I've done it many times.
No.
Gaza. Hey, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's why when I was a kid,
you did
playing
in
soccer,
soccer, eh?
it was they changed the rules where you couldn't call mine or my ball because
really?
no, you had to call your name, right? So if you call mine, you'd be penalised
Oh, wow.
because someone would stop thinking someone else is
Oh, I gotcha.
yeah, because the ball would be going to someone else and you'd call let it go, mine. They think it's one of their teammates.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so that's been a penalty for a long time in soccer.
Since I was a kid.
How about
Yeah.
in the professional leagues?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
can't call
well
my
then-
ball. Yeah.
Then if that's the
No,
case.
the difference is I didn't have 80,000 people in the stands, so you could hear us.
Mm. I feel sorry for the referee. He's a young fella and he's copying.
Why is he
the
copying?
luck. I
Is
don't
that-
know. I
he's-
think at the end of the day, he made the right call.
He's
but-
quoted directly out of the rule book from what I read.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
So that's the same referee that done that Canberra game, T. That's that young bloke. So I don't know why he's copying it. He
Experienced
actually got it right.
he actually got it right.
He actually got it
yeah.
right by this time. He actually
Yeah.
got it right.
So
It's
Buzz was
actually-
saying if you called it
You
something
probably-
else, if you called it offside or whatever, we wouldn't be talking about it now. But because he used the word spirit of the
So-
game penalty,
So
They're talking
there
about
is you said it's out of the rule book. It's not in the rule book.
It
but
is.
spirit.
No, I
no,
saw-
spirit
I
of the
saw-
game.
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
It's
They
called
had it.
spirit. Yeah, spirit.
Highlighted.
Whatever. Of the game. yeah.
But that's what he quoted. He
Yeah.
said it's not within the spirit,
Spirit
of the game.
yeah.
That's what he
it
ruled it
called,
for.
yeah.
Mm.
That's what I
it's
was
wrong
referring
anyway. It's wrong anyway. It's got to get penalised. It's
Um,
wrong. It's wrong. You can't do that. You can't get someone in the line to drop off. You know what I
Um,
mean?
At the end of the day, any penalties is not in the spirit of the game. Really, like if you're
Yeah.
offside and you defend, that's right. But they call it offside. So
What is the spirit of the game?
I know,
that's the
right.
most open-ended statement, right?
yeah,
Most
And
difficult
what's
game in
not
the
in the
world.
spirit of the game?
Oh,
You
I
know.
know.
Can someone
Oh.
explain to me?
Billy, before I
Yeah.
figure out. No, just don't let me forget to talk about the Reece Welsh tackle on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get to the
I
game.
know, yeah.
Can someone explain to me what's going on with the South mascot? Apparently pushing a kid.
You take it, Artie.
I saw a
He's
bit of
your
the
mate.
incident. Like it was nothing really in it. Like he did shove a little kid, a 9-year-old kid, and they demanded an apology. He's apologised, but yeah, it all blew out of proportion. I think.
I think.
It did. And then they interviewed the young fella, the guy that's in the actual Reggie Rabbit guy. He's like 80 years old.
Yeah.
And he said the kid touched him. He grabbed him and then he just pushed him.
Yeah.
It was a reaction. That's what the mascot said. But in end of the day, he ended up apologising.
The thing is, in today's day and age,
If-
Reggie couldn't do that. There's no wrong or right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I mean, the kid probably blew his mouth off and probably told Reggie to go and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know, but Reggie shouldn't have done it.
Well-
no story.
Well, they're saying if it was a player, they'd be in big trouble because a player pushed a kid, but because it's Reggie Rabbit, we can't just sweep it under the carpet. That's what.
Yeah.
The
Oh, look, I don't think it's a
whinging's
big.
about.
I don't think it's a biggie.
No,
But they made it. A buzz. Was it buzz again? Make it.
no, I don't know, but
I saw
I think it might have been
on Fox
Tallis.
Sports.
Yeah.
I saw it
What
on
do you,
Fox
what do you
Sports.
think?
I don't know. I didn't. I just saw the story.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
right,
just a
this is
story.
It was like
It was-
it wasn't a push.
Yeah.
To, just
Yeah,
I kind of assumed if it was serious, we would have seen more about
yeah.
it. So I
No,
don't think
it wasn't much. You know what? Was that thing in the teacup? A storm in a teacup.
Storm in a teacup.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
That's all.
Melbourne
you know,
storming a teacup.
Yeah, Melbourne storm. Cup. Nothing. But let's move on. I mean,
Okay, speaking
feel for Reggie.
Speaking of
Poor
Melbourne
Reg.
Storm, they opened the round 3 with a 30 points to 24 win over the Panthers Thursday night. Cleary,
Oh, we're going to the games.
yeah.
We go to the games. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good game. To be honest, I didn't think it would be that close. I thought Melbourne were going to get a smash them. To be honest,
Cleary
but
went off early with concussion.
Cleary got off early. Went off early.
Then he won his Cleary really early.
Yeah, you got
Alright.
him and Jerome Hughes with the bomb. Hey, what were you going to say, Tanya? Sorry.
I reckon they only won because I tipped Panthers. If Cleary hadn't gotten off early, because it was pretty early. What was it in the first 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
10
it was
minutes.
very early.
Yeah,
That changed the whole dynamic of the game.
it did.
Like, and I'm with you, Adi. I'm surprised that it was such a small margin. But I reckon Panthers would have won if he didn't go off.
16-0, and I text the it looks like the party's over. I thought they were going to get trounced.
Mm.
But I don't know. You know what? You know what actually happened when Cleary went off and Blaze came on.
Yep.
They looked like a mess. They absolutely looked like the mess. The longer the half got into swing, and they went back to their system, as I call it, their system, and Yo took over the
Yeah.
middle, and Yo took over the first ball. Okay, everything settled down. But thing was still on top. The Storm was still on top. It looked dangerous. It looked bad. It didn't look
Bellamy
good.
wasn't happy with their performance.
He wasn't happy. I think they
He's
they
not
played
happy.
pretty well. I think they played pretty well, and they
Five tries
Look,
each.
they did play.
I thought they
But you
played
got to
pretty
think,
well.
like, if we're talking about, things affecting, like, the team and what you were saying about your dad before, like how, footy just affecting things. Your captain goes off the field with a
Yeah.
concussion after a blow that they've watched on repeat, and the guys that were close to them. Your head's not going to be in the game for at least another 20 minutes.
It wasn't.
Like,
It
you
wasn't.
always
They were a
see
mess.
the
They looked like a
down.
mess. They
Yeah.
looked like a mess. They looked like a
If he
shambles
had
for 12.
played, they would have won for sure. Like,
Yeah.
that's because he's such a key player.
Yeah. Look, in terms of Storm,
Good game, but
they did everything they were supposed to do. They're winning the ground. They're trying to punch through the middle like they always do. So there was this fullback, Thomas Jenkin, like the third.
He was great.
Wasn't he? He was the third choice fullback. Munster bazzled him, absolutely brained
Well,
him.
you're
with
talking
kicks.
about Penrith would have had their most inexperienced halves pairing in years, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
With
Cole-
Cleary off the field, yeah.
Cole-
And
Cole-
fullback.
Yeah.
fullback.
So
The
that's-
spine. It's only
that's-
the hooker that was there from the spine.
To consider that they lost by 6 points,
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Goal kicking at the end.
that's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
They
Hey.
scored 5 tries each.
Mm.
Long-
Oh, okay. That's,
It's goal kicking.
that's pretty amazing.
The longer the game went, more comfortable they fell back into their system. Penrith, Melbourne do what Melbourne do. They fight in the air. We know we've talked about it. They fight on the ground. They wrestle. They come out from the ruck. Harry Grant comes out from the ruck looking for his runners. Monster takes over. It's we grab them in and we go wide. Penrith took a long time, but once they got into their groove, got into their systems, it became 50-50 by back into the game. I did notice a few things. Penrith scored a try from the scrum.
Yes.
Now that was a video thing. That's a video. Something they picked up in the video. Something Ivan picked up in the video because they played it. Then the scrum reformed. Then they went straight to the same move, exactly the same move. And another thing
Set play.
another thing I picked up, and this is Ivan Cleary. Storm, their defence out wide in bad ball in their red zone. Okay, they rush and they sort of gather in. They come in and they shoot out to you. So they want to corral you. That's what they do all the time. They just come in and they group together and they corral you. So Ivan had this shape. I'm going, what are they doing? Penrith were really close to each other, virtually behind each other, running outlines. They're all running outlines. Well, by the time they're passing the ball, running outlines, and Storm was sort of moving in, up and in, shooting in. Well, there was two open. Yeah. So there was two opposite things happening. One was pushing in, trying to corral them, and the other one you couldn't tell because they were behind each other. They were literally behind each other. They were running outlines. All of them were running outlines. Guys, when I saw it, and I repeated watching it, going out, try. You know how a thing will score 2 tries? The Toho, scored 2 tries on the corner, same corner.
Yep.
That move was pretty amazing. But you know what? This game was like no other game this weekend. The standard of play. It was like Tanya. It was like reading a novel, and every time you turned the page, something else happened in that page, and then you turned.
Yeah, I was
something else
texting
happened.
George, and I was like,
You know what I mean?
he's like, it's over, and I was like, no, it's not, because then Panthers scored, and then I was like,
It's
smiley
over.
face.
I wrote to her, the party's over. It's gone. It's
Yeah.
over. It's the soul's going to be taken tonight. No soul was taken.
Is he all right, Cleary? He got cleared, obviously. Like, he's fine.
He's got this week off as well because it's 11-day stand down.
Yeah, that's it.
But he looked pretty shaky.
They're playing Rabbitohs.
When he broke his jaw.
Jerome Hughes' hand, meaty jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
It was brutal.
What's poster boy?
The role model.
The role model. What's his name?
Nelson.
Again? Nelson comes in to tackle someone. His head hits Meany's jaw.
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah,
Nicole,
ouch.
smash.
Yeah.
And the same tackle, which Cleary done his HIA, same tackle.
Jeez.
Okay. And he also done his hand. Who else?
Jerome Hughes.
Jerome
did his
Hughes.
hand.
Jerome Hughes broke his hand.
But apparently
Yeah.
it's only 2 weeks.
2
he's gonna
weeks.
miss.
Yeah. So there's nothing. So
Yeah.
it was carnage everywhere.
Did you see Liam Henry, the young Penrith forward, going after Nelson? No fear, that kid. I love him. He's an animal.
Yeah.
Liam Henry was just giving it to him, He was going hard at Nelson.
So when things settled down, and the two forward packs were thingy, Henry, the back row,
Leota.
was it Leota? They're just going off each other. It was so much fun. It was like I said, there was nothing. There was no other game like this type of game in the whole weekend. It was so much fun. You know what? It was. I think it was 50-50.
Yeah.
It's about right. They won. They took the moral
Yeah.
victory, but if you think if you're sitting back and you're thinking about playing them again, I don't think they're playing again this year until the semi-finals. Okay, they're not having a second game. Well, you'd say, well, we didn't knock them out of the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Melbourne's going to say we didn't get them by the short and curly.
Out of the
That's
two
all.
coaches, mate, Cleary came off smiling. I think Bellamy's came off worried.
He was
Oh,
unhappy.
Oh, yeah. I'd be
I
worried.
saw Cameron Smith interviewing him in the change room.
So
he was
and
unhappy?
he was unhappy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe they didn't follow his game plan. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Cleary came off the better in the end. Even though they lost, I think he'll
just-
be happy with that result
Just
with a weaker team.
just the scrum base move and that other shape he had, which were behind each other and all running outlines. I found my moving partner. That was a genius. I looked back. I'm trying to what happened there?
Yeah.
How did that happen? So that's outstanding. But can I just say that Monster absolutely killed that poor fullback.
Yeah.
The tries came from kicks, and they would. So the fullback stands in bad ball. The fullback stands behind the ruck, okay, and you're supposed to be able to run across for kicks, okay. The Monster would put him behind the ruck, and they would run straight, so they would hold him up, and then they would kick. And the poor kid was nowhere near the. I feel for him. The poor kid was nowhere near the ball. So they scored so many easy tries with perhaps pace. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So, but that was masterclass. That was
You know what
master-
I found weird
class.
as well about that, George?
What's
The
that?
week before, Penrith got beaten by Roosters, and Roosters scored more points than Melbourne. And the tries that the Roosters scored against Penrith were more impressive than what the Storm scored against Penrith. A lot of them were Munster kicks. Munster played awesome. He was back to his
he
best,
was-
wasn't he?
he was so
His
good.
kicking game, he had on a string
He
again.
was so good.
But I was surprised that how how the Roosters made Penrith look worse with Cleary on the field, and they had Dillon for most of it than Melbourne did. You know what I mean? It was just a weird game.
I
but
think that says more about Penrith than.
yeah, exactly. So interesting game, that one. It was
Look,
very
I-
interesting. It came.
I
back to
liked
life.
it. I loved it. I want more of it. I can't wait to see him in the semi-finals.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
going to be intriguing. And I'm going to say what you would say. You 3-2-1.
3-2-1. Cameron Munster back to his best. Got the 3 points. Isaiah Yeo got the 2. He was phenomenal, I think, once Cleary took over. And Pappenhausen, isn't he
was
playing well?
so good.
He's
mate,
so good.
Hey,
He was
again, when I
so
saw him
He
in
needs
week
to
one,
keep his hair out though. I
Right?
have to say,
sorry,
his hair.
Oh,
Pappenhausen.
seriously, what's doing? He looks like David Spade in that movie. What was that movie? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, dirty. No.
Dirty. What was it? I can't forget now.
Oh, yeah, I
It's,
can't remember.
it's
What's
very
with that
80s,
hairstyle?
almost like what is
Seriously.
it? Pan's Labyrinth?
He
Was
must
it
have
David
lost
Bowie?
Surely,
David Bowie, you reckon?
surely he's lost a bet. Surely.
I don't know.
But when I saw him play, I mean,
That's coloured. That's bleached, isn't it?
they had a buy in. Obviously, he doesn't have a mirror.
Maybe
They had a
maybe it's a
buy in
bet.
round 2, but when I saw him in round 1, he looked electric.
He did.
He's
Like
electric.
he looked
He's good.
Oh no,
he-
no,
like
he was
like
electric.
2-3
Like
years
his
ago.
hair.
He was electric. No,
How
no.
long's
Like
he
his
got?
hair, yeah.
How long's he there till? I think he only signed a 1 year
1 year.
extension.
1 year,
didn't he?
yeah.
1 year.
So he'll be on the market
He's going
again.
to test his value for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he
Um,
was.
Same sniffing around there.
He's been
Cool.
so good.
So look, on the first game on Friday night, the Roosters came crashing back down to earth,
Wow, yeah.
going down 14-6 to the Warriors in New Zealand. The phenomenal performance that was the week prior. What happened?
It was a good
They
game.
just-
Both.
It was a good game. Grindfest.
Yeah.
Go, Tanya.
Go to.
They just went back to where they normally are.
Yeah.
That's literally back to
What,
reality.
and how were the Warriors though? Were the Warriors good?
Look, it was a grindathon, mate.
Grindathon.
It was just a grindathon.
Yeah.
It was wet, very wet. It was a very low scoring game.
Mm.
Couple of tries. The Roosters were unlucky to score a couple, but the Warriors defensively were really, really good. So you got to give credit to the Warriors. Webster's got them back to 2 years ago form, which is good to see.
Mm.
They've found this monster of a centre called Leah Tutu.
Oh, how good is he?
Tua.
Mm.
He
Yeah.
was phenomenal. The
How
guy's a
good is he,
monster.
Arnie?
He's
Yeah.
and they know how to use him.
Yeah.
They've worked it out how to use this
Yeah.
guy because he just scored 2 tries, 17 tackles, 1 missed tackle, but he was just destroying them. Tavasa Shek got injured, which was a shame. Done his to say he pulled his hammy and he did a tackle while he was doing it as well. Like he just didn't want to let the team down. That's how strong this guy is. But yeah, Warriors, Roosters, both of them head to head, very tight game in the end.
Good to
Very
see
tight.
back-to-back wins for Webster.
Mm.
It's good to see you.
'Cause I was starting to get concerned there.
Yeah, I said we want Warriors to win and win at home. But you would like this game, Nicola.
Yeah.
Because it's a grind.
I'll be
It was a
watching.
Good
I'll be
old-fashioned.
watching extended highlights tomorrow.
was a good
I've got the day off
old-fashioned-
tomorrow. So.
Good old-fashioned grind fest. I think.
They're late.
I think the ball they got into a cycle. They just kept on bashing each other.
Yeah.
Nicola kept
Yeah.
on coming, going. Nickel Klotstack, I think, ran close to
Yeah.
280 meters.
He ran a
Nicola.
fair bit, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was everywhere. He was taking. Sometimes he has these games, which is in bad ball, taking it up. He's in good
300.
ball. 300 meters he ran.
316.
No, oh gee, no wonder he was always on the ball, Nicola. He was always on the ball.
Hey, Pupu ran 266.
Who did?
Pupu.
Did he?
Daniel, yeah.
Gee.
So he did all right too.
Gee.
mate. But yeah, Clockstad ran a lot of meters, but so did this other guy too.
Anything stand out in this game?
Beside the Grindfest,
was-
you know who's good? Marky Mark. He keeps on impressing me.
Who?
Qantas, what do you call him?
Oh, Qantas.
Quintessential.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quintessential guy.
His first name's Mark, isn't it?
How good is he, eh? And the other guy, Toya. The Roosters found 2 good centres, man, out of nowhere. That's the 6th game together now.
He's outstanding.
Yeah, everyone will be crying soon. In give us 6 months, I'll be saying they're under the sombrero and saying they're worth $5 million. But they
Teddy-
don't remember that.
Teddy played well again. You know what it is, and Spencer Leniu, gee, he's a power pack.
Yeah,
He's
he
a-
did good too.
He's a power pack. But look, you know what? to and fro. The halves are starting to play how the halves. They're not traditional halfback, Metcalf, but you know what? Sometimes he just works. Sometimes they just let it and it works. Fisher Harris' eyes when I saw him roll back, my God, you know what I mean? By the way, and going back to one game, Penrith might not miss Jerome that much, but they definitely miss Fish. They definitely missed the Fish. But this game, Fish just took it upon himself and led that pack. And with Barnett, Wade Egan. Gee.
Roosters had a few players back as well, didn't they?
You know what? It's pretty close to a full team. Did Victor get 10 minutes or HIA?
He got a HIA, but came back on, which was good, which is a bit of concern. He's getting a lot of head knocks lately.
He got a HIA, Nicola.
But he got back on. It was only 10 minutes in that. But what about that chip and chase? The quintessential guy did nearly scored off a chip and chase. It was just brilliant work. The guy's brilliant. Honestly, it's fifth game.
It would have been trial of the year.
And to think that, like to do it so quick, like he's amazing. This kid.
And it's his first year of rugby league. He's very
George
good.
Fifth game. That was his fifth game.
Pretty good. But the highlight of this game, it was just a good old fashioned grind.
Yeah.
Which by the end of the game, Warriors just broke Roosters down just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And with the kicking of Shrek, Tuvaka Shrek, was it not
Tuvaka Shrek?
No, it wasn't. What's his Harris Tavita? Sorry, the kicking of Harris Tavita. They were down there more often, and 300 meters with Clogstack. Yeah. He got kicked in the face. He looked like he was going to come off Clogstack. Yeah. He was gone, finished. You know what? 5 seconds later, he's taking a hitter out of bad ball. He's a maniac. He's a maniac, that guy. But you know what? I like the Warriors. I want them to keep on winning at home, so the crowds keep on coming back.
Hey Tanya, what's your thing with the Warriors? If it's raining, they lose or something. Haven't you got that?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
But I saw the rain. I thought, here we go. The Roosters have got it here, but
they're so impressive at the moment.
Yeah.
They're so
impressive.
They're so impressive.
Yeah.
Also, I really like to see the Roosters lose.
Do you?
Thanks, Tanya.
They didn't play bad. No one played bad here, Nicola.
The
Roosters did not
I
play
know
bad.
they did. They played good.
They played good. Both teams. You know what? One team scored 3 tries. The other scored 2 tries. But it could have been the other way very easily.
I reckon if it was dry weather, it would have been a very
different game.
A different game. It would have been a lot more tries, that's for sure. But there was a lot of drop ball too. Don't forget.
A lot of drop ball
because of the rain.
A lot of stop and start, Nicola. A lot of
stop
ball.
and start. But yeah, it was a great game.
And,
defense was the key.
3-2-1s?
3-2-1 for that one is, let me go back there. It's the centre that I mentioned before, Mr. Ali Leituta. He got the 3 points. Teddy, we didn't mention Teddy. He was amazing. Back again. He was so good. He's brilliant. And the Fish got 1 point. So
good stuff. Okay, so the second game on Friday night. So unfortunately, I had a funeral on Friday. So by the time I made it home, I got to see the second half of the Broncos game. Tan, I think we spoke on the phone during that time as well. Good bounce back again from the Broncos. Obviously, I didn't see the first half, but it looked to me like they were pretty comfortable against the Cowboys. You want to break that down for us and talk to us about the Reece Walsh tackle?
Yeah, well, I have to say, actually, no, I'll go back. It is always nice to see Reynolds score a try, just because he's amazing, right? He's so good. Converted as well, like all the tries, but the game was good. I think so, and you'll watch it tomorrow, Nick, but
yeah,
Walsh's game was, you could tell he was very frustrated, and it was rough. Like who was it, Talugai? He literally like shouldered him in the face. Did you guys watch this game?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Did he cup a shoulder in the face?
He did, yeah. He cupped it.
Yeah, but he did it. Walsh did it twice. So the second, it was a little bit lower. The second time, that's when Talugai scored. But you could tell he was very frustrated throughout the game. Walsh, even though they won. Payne Haas was just a highlight. honestly. He was so good. It's hard to watch when it's a derby, it's hard to watch, because I love the
Payne
Cowboys.
Haas had one hell of a performance, didn't he?
Yeah, he had the most run meters. Like
Yeah.
he was just a beast.
Yeah.
But yes, very good game. But it is, again, with a derby, it's always hard to watch, and I love the Cowboys, but it was a decent game.
That was a great game. That was a great game too.
Yeah, it was so good. But I think, and again, you guys don't get probably as much Queensland goss or
No.
tea there down there. Well, she's getting he gets so much flack online. Like, I know that I have said he is overrated as a player. He needs to mature. We spoke about this last time. There are some other great players in that team, and he's the one, even when the game starts, like his face is on the front, the team list and everything else. Like, I find it a little bit, but he is getting a lot of flack, and I think everyone just needs to chill out as well. Because
So the Queensland media is the Queensland media is
yeah,
beating him up a little bit.
yeah, yeah, just people online and stuff. And I just think it's he's had a rough season. Like last year, a bit of a rough season, but there's even he's got a little girl, and people are commenting on her photo. Like, she's 4.
What?
Like, you can get excited about footy, but just chill out. So I'm actually mates with his brother Zach, and
Yeah.
he's really good. Like, he's like, he's fine. Like, just kind of head down kind of thing. And he's like, it's it's what's to be expected, right? And even Birdie and JT, all that say that. And it's like, well, you can talk about a guy's game, and even me, I think he needs a period to mature. But I think everyone just needs to chill out, like, on him. He's a young kid, super impressionable. He's playing now, like, along with Hunt and Reynolds and all these other guys. Like, a lot of pressure's on him, and I think everyone just needs to relax a little bit on the trolling.
In terms of Reece, Nicola, I just think he over tries. He tries too hard.
Yeah.
He should just relax and just run his old lines and
Could it be coach's instructions? Could it be a different?
I don't know. I don't
They're
think so.
really supportive. Like, Madge is really supportive of him.
Oh,
He took the win
absolutely.
really hard. But I think because he's been put up on a pedestal so much by everyone, he has no choice but to stand on it, right? But he's so young. And also it's a big no-no when you're trolling kids and stuff. Like, I think anyone that's listening, just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Look, in terms of his game this week or the week that passed, Nicola, I just think he tries too hard. That's all. I think he just I think he should just let Ben Hunt do his magic and him run in a line, and it'll evolve. You could see him, and Tanya said he's frustrated. Absolutely, he looks so frustrated, and you know what? Well, I hate when I see him dropping the ball or knocking the ball on, and he's hitting his head with his hand. I mean, everybody knocks on, and everybody throws a wrong pass. I mean, he's too harsh on himself, I think. He just should relax and just run a line. This game, Nicola, was outstanding for 45 to 50 minutes. I think the Cowboys were the better team. I think they just kept on coming. I think that Ruben Cotter is kissed and made up with his coach, and I think Tamalolo is kissed and made up with his coach. And these two are the most influential players on this team, and everybody's on the same page. And let me tell you, this is a game that the Broncos had to win the way they won, because they won it through their defense, not through their attack. Because all the ball that Cowboys had, the quality ball, and they're throwing a lot at the Broncos. They're throwing a lot at them, and they just kept on repelling. And once they broke their back, that's when Brisbane settled down and started playing their style of game. We talked about Payne Haas. Nicola, I've seen we've seen some front rows. We've seen Pedro Sivanasiva. We've seen Glenn Lazarus. We've seen one of my favourites, Webke, Gillespie, but Tunks. But we've
Kelly.
Kelly. Oh wow, Kelly. But we've never seen the likes of Payne Haas. Never.
Yeah.
I don't
He
think we've
was
seen the
brilliant.
best of him yet.
And we haven't seen the best of him. He's only 24,
No.
25.
was-
Is he 24?
Yeah,
I'm not
he was
sure.
brilliant. That is the
He-
first game you should watch tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that is the first game. He was outstanding. The amount of carries he takes, the carries he takes, which is with purpose, the offloading, and he scored a try, Nicola. Let me tell you, a try
Yeah.
you would never see a 125 kilo man score.
Mm.
He's 6'3" or 6'4". He's 120 something kilos, and he runs like a winger.
Yeah.
Wait till you see this try. He
That tries
scored.
him brilliant.
Yeah, straight through the middle.
I'll watch tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll watch
you-
all the extended highlights tomorrow.
So I enjoyed this game. I actually thought it was going to be closer than 20. The score sort of puts you off because you think that Broncos had the control of this game for the full 80 minutes, but they really didn't. I thought the Cowboys were outstanding, and if they keep on playing like this, they'll win more than they'll lose.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Mate, last week
You know the
got. Oh, sorry.
Cowboys and Broncos games are always really good though.
is it because of the
Like,
local
if we go-
derby? Is that why? Is it 'cause
Yeah,
of the-
I think so. And it's the vibe, right? Like they're
vibe.
always really close. Like I know it was 10 points, but close, even games. Again, like you said, if you look at the points, like it looks
Yeah,
like it
I
was a big
thought-
loss.
I thought it was close. I thought it was very close.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
yeah.
you know.
Well,
So they can always play well.
last week you guys had Peyton sacked because you thought he was gonna.
Yeah.
He was doing a terrible
No,
job. Lost
I
the
said,
dresser.
is he under pressure?
Yeah, Georgie, you thought he lost the
Yeah, I
dressing
thought-
room.
I thought lost the dressing
Well,
room.
he's
I thought he
definitely
lost the
won it. I
dressing
thought they put up a big fight.
They did.
They did, and I got to give credit to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It was 12 all with 20 minutes to go. That's how close the game was. George, 12 all with 20 minutes to go. Now, Payne Haas, when he scored that try, was freaking amazing. But the best thing about that was my favourite commentator, Dan Ganane. What he said was, he's not a man, he's a monster,
He's a
as he
monster.
was running for the Lions.
He was a
So
monster.
it was brilliant commentary, one of the best in the business, Dan Ganane. If there's a 10 out of 10 for your big league magazine, George,
Yeah.
Payne Haas would have got it.
Pretty close. yeah.
Absolutely.
Pretty
Shout out goes to Reece Robson for scoring his first try. Payne Haas with the double movement. That was amazing,
Yeah.
that tackle from Reece
It
Robson.
was.
And I still can't get over that Purdue guy. He looks like he's 12 years old. He plays in the centers or something.
Yeah,
Have you
Purdue.
seen him?
Yeah.
He's got the small, skinny legs and that. But that guy has got such a big heart. He scored in the end. He scored a try
Brendan Page.
to make it 16.
Can,
But
can I just throw in what's
Drinky.
his name? Or Drinky was
yeah,
outstanding.
he was outstanding. Yeah.
Or on the Cowboys, I think they all play well, but Drinky just was outstanding. And I said Tamalolo, you know what? They're all saying that he's not that man that they signed. He's pretty close.
I think it's just more week to week. Right?
okay, yeah, he's pretty close.
They obviously got up. The Cowboys obviously got up for this one. From what,
they
I'm,
got
from what
up
I'm
for
hearing,
it.
I saw
Yeah.
the second half. Like I
Yeah,
said,
Ruben Cotter, my godfather.
Yeah.
He's just a man possessed, tackled everything in front of him.
He was good.
And
Robson.
Robson, very good. And on the Cowboys, on the Broncos side, Ben came back to some of his best. And let me tell you, that center, what's that Suvlaki guy? What's his name?
Shabansky. whatever.
Shubansky, whatever his name is.
Shibazaki, whatever.
Shibazaki. You know what? It's
wonderful.
gonna be hard pressed to push him out. I think he's a regular.
He-
I reckon he's a
I
regular.
will tell you
player.
guys. So I think I mentioned it last time. He played for the Japan NRL league. Like he played
Okay.
over in Japan. So he's half
Mhm.
Japanese, half
Oh, is he?
yeah.
With a name like Shibazaki.
Brilliant. He's a brilliant player.
He's very good. I thought he'll come on a couple of games and he'll come off the pace, but no, he keeps on doing his thing, and I don't know why people are hassling Koba. I think he's playing well.
Yes,
Honestly, I think Koba's playing well, and he's got a good try at the end of the end of the game. And let me tell you, anytime Reynolds scores a try and kicks 4 goals,
there you have it.
found my moving buddy.
Well, that puts Adam Reynolds third
He's-
highest point scorer in the NRL after that game.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, he's the third highest point
Yes,
scorer, which is
yeah.
a great achievement by the
Yeah.
young man, which is awesome. Well done, Adam. 3-2-1. Payne Haas 3. If he could get all 6, he
Payne
should have.
Haas 2, Payne Haas 1.
Yeah, but Payne Haas got 3. Drinky got the 2.
Yeah.
And Adam Reynolds got
Yeah.
the 1. His
Yeah,
kicking game was really
nice.
good. Adam,
Absolutely.
yeah, he was fantastic. Probably his best game of